Hi lads, the focus this morning is on linear inequalities. Again, another topic in algebra that we need to know for our junior cert. So we covered this last year again. So it also involves integers, which we covered all the way back in first year. So we're going to do a little bit of revision on that as well. So that'll be our first point, our starting point for this question. We're going to dive straight into it. Z is the set of integers. Explain what an integer is. Okay, so integer. You might recall the different types of numbers that we encountered in first year. We encountered n. N was for natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers like, for example, 1, 2, 3. All of those are counting numbers. So whole positive counting numbers, n for natural numbers. Okay, natural. The second one we encountered was z. And an example of z would be, for example, -2, -1, 0, 1. Okay, so z for integers, integers are either negative whole numbers or positive whole numbers or neutral numbers like 0. Okay, so these are called integers. So in this question here, you are asked to define them. Okay, explain what an integer is. So in explaining them, well, look at your numbers. They are either whole positive numbers or whole negative numbers. So an integer is a whole positive or negative number. Okay, and that's our answer. Okay, just to elaborate there on a final type of number that you might encounter, which is rational numbers. Okay, so rational numbers might be, for example, decimals. Okay, 0.5. So basically, or even a half. Okay, so you're talking there about numbers that are not whole numbers. Okay. So then solve the inequality -7 plus 2x, and this sign here is less than or equal to 1, where x is an element of z. Okay, so x element z. What that means is that whatever number we get in this question, at the very end of it, when we have solved it, it'll be an element of the integers. So an integer, our answer is going to be either a whole positive or it's going to be a whole negative number. We're simply not going to get a decimal in this question. So solve. We're going to have an x value. Okay, so x is equal to what? In this case, we're going to have multiple x values. So you might recall how we did this one. This looks very familiar if you look at it. We have -7 plus 2x less than or equal to 1. It looks very much like what we call a linear equation, but we have to turn it into a linear equation to solve it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say let -7 plus 2x, we're going to pretend for a minute that this is equal to 1. Okay, so you can see here what I did. I replaced the less than or equal to sign with the equal to sign, just to solve it. So when we work through this one here, we know that 2x is going to be equal to, anyway, 1. We're going to try and move numbers to one side, and we're going to leave this letter, which is 2x, on the other side. So therefore, move the 7 across, or -7 rather. It goes under an equal to sign. It changes sign to +7. So now we know that 2x is equal to 1 plus 7, 8. If 2x's are worth 8, x is equal to 4. Now, many of you might be tempted to stop here. But remember, this question is about inequalities. And definitely equal to 4 is not an inequality. Recall that we replaced the less than or equal to sign with the equal to sign, so now we have to turn it back. X is not equal to 4, x is less than or equal to 4. Okay, there's a big difference. So that'll be our answer. We know now that x is some number that is either equal to or less than 4. Okay, and once you've done that much, then you can move on to the next part. It says graph your solution to B part 1 on the number line given below. To solve that one, you just have to use your value. X is either less than or equal to 4. And number lines, again, you might want to have a look over this. You haven't seen this in a while. But representing this in a number line, we put a circle on it if it's present. So x is less than or equal to 4. It's definitely equal to 4, so we put a circle on it. A whole number here as well, it's 3. Okay, 3 is less than 4, 2 is less than 4, 1 is less than 4, and so forth. All of these numbers are included. Okay, all of these numbers are included because we're told that x is an element of z. That means it's a whole positive or negative number. Say, for example, if I was told, actually no, x is an element of n, natural numbers, and I was told x is less than or equal to 4. Well then, I wouldn't include all of these numbers. I would only include, for example, 4 would be included, so we could put a circle on that. I would include 3, 2, 1, and actually I would stop there because 0 is not considered to be a natural number. It's not a counting number. So therefore, if I was representing this and I was told x is less than or equal to 4, x is an element of natural numbers, I would only circle 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? So I hope that has clarified it for you. Again, have a go at the questions and see how you get on. We'll talk to you later.